Hi friends, it's Teresa. A few days ago, I brought to you my favorite passage I said to teach, which was Jesus calming the storm. Today, I want to look at my favorite passage, period, because I found it in the most difficult time of my life, and I refer back to it when I am in difficult times and need to get my eyes somewhere else than where they are. So today's passage is going to be, as I say, my favorite passage because it turned my life around. I'm referring to Hebrews 12, 1 through 4. And I want to talk about some words that are in it that I think are very significant, that I think that will encourage you and help you in this time of need. Basically, there are 4 things I will tell you at the very beginning succinctly that I'm going to talk about. And this passage tells us to throw off, run, fix our eyes on, and consider. So if you want to boil it down into a nutshell, those are the 4 things that it says to do that I'm going to talk about. So whoever the writer of Hebrews is, I'd love to know to give him credit, but I don't. So anyway, I'm just going to say He says to throw off everything and the sin that so easily entangles. Basically, God has thrown off everything already for us with regard to the sin that so easily entangles, and that is a lack of faith. In Hebrews 12, we can look at the word in verse 1 that says therefore. And so in Hebrews 11, we've gone through the hall of faith, whereas by faith Noah, and by faith Abel, and by faith Moses, and by faith Abraham, all of those. So because of all of that and these cloud of witnesses that's gone before us, we can throw off everything that entangles us like they did and have faith. So the next part, the next words that I want to concentrate on is throw off everything and the sin that so entangles us and let us run with perseverance. Running is not walking. When we walk, we can smell the roses, but when we run, if we take our eyes off of what's in front of us, if we look back, we're going to fall. And if we look to both sides, we're going to slow ourselves down. We're going to be distracted, and we're probably going to bobble and fall, just like looking back. When you run with perseverance, and that means that you don't give up, that regardless of how many times you fall, even looking forward, that you do not get up, you keep going. And then I refer back to the Lamentations passage that if you're keeping up, you know that I said, and that is his mercies are new every morning. So we run with perseverance, knowing that tomorrow we can start fresh again. So we run with perseverance, the race marked out for us. God has marked out our race for us. When you're running, you see mile 1, mile 2, mile 3, usually with markers. And Jesus has done the very same thing for us. Our lives are planned. So you don't have to do it on your own and wonder. You don't have to know the future if you know the one who holds the future in his hands. So fixing our eyes on Jesus, and this is the key to this entire passage. Fixing our eyes on Jesus. Fixing is in the future. We're doing it right now. That I think is a present perfect tense. We are doing it right now. We're going to keep doing it tomorrow. We are fixing our eyes on Jesus. You just keep doing it. It's ongoing. This is probably one of the most important things I'm getting ready to talk about right now. And it took me a while to understand this, but we fix our eyes on Jesus. We do not fix our eyes on faith because our faith wavers. Jesus never does. Now, I want to tell you this. If you're following me on my page on Facebook, you will note that on a certain day, I changed the picture at the very top that kind of is an indication of what my page is about. I started out with the Bible. I took a picture of my Bible. As a matter of fact, I think I took a picture of Hebrews 12, and I placed it up there as my cover for people to see. Well, I had a friend who called me to tell me to pray about a friend of his. I did not know him, but I feel like I do now because I prayed for him. Well, for days, we prayed for Jim Lawson. Well, we had faith that God was able to heal Jim Lawson. And like I said yesterday, some people's day has a yes, and some people's day has a no. And Jim Lawson's time was a no. But on that picture that I posted, you will see a cross up on the top of the hospital above the room where he was. That is an indication that all of us who were praying for him, and some people met in the parking lot when he was so bad to pray him back to health. But that cross was put up there by somebody who had faith in that cross. And that's what we have faith in. Because if we have faith in our faith, when we get a no answer, we're going to be so disappointed. We may be mad at God, which is okay. But when we have faith in Jesus and we're fixing our eyes on him and the cross, we don't have to have a yes answer because we know that his will is perfect and he will answer according to his perfect will. Is that our will? No. But I would have my prayers answered if I knew what God knew. So that is the key to praying in faith, is to pray knowing that your answer is going to be God's answer. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. What that means, I have it in the Amplified, is Jesus is the first incentive for our belief. We have faith because of Jesus' death. So he is the author of our faith, and he is the perfecter of our faith because he is the one who brings our faith to maturity. So that is why he is the author and perfecter of our faith. I've not always understood that. Who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. The joy set before him, don't ever think this, was not heaven. It was the saving of my soul, because he never did anything for selfish gain. The joy that was set before him was the saving of my soul and your soul. So what is my joy? What is my purpose? My purpose, it says in Isaiah 43, everyone who is called by my name, whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and made. So that tells me, Isaiah tells me that my purpose here is to glorify God. That simplifies it. If I glorify him, I magnify him. I make him bigger than he was to the person that I am talking to than before they met me. When they leave me, hopefully, God will be bigger in their eyes than he was before they met me. When we cower under faith and we concentrate on our fears, then we are not fixing our eyes on Jesus. It says, and Timothy says, God does not give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and love and self-discipline. The King James Version says he gives us a spirit of sound mind. So let me ask you, what are you thinking on most of the days with this coronavirus? What are you thinking? Because we are the thinker of our own thoughts. That's amazing. But we need to tell ourselves that we are the thinker of our own thoughts. So if I am scared, where are my thoughts? If I am happy, where are my thoughts? If I am doubtful, where are my thoughts? The coronavirus, the news, the reports, people are the winds and the waves. So if I fix my eyes on the winds and the waves instead of Jesus, I'm going to be tossed to and fro. I'm going to have a good emotion. I'm going to have a bad emotion. Most of them will be centered on bad because I'm focusing on the winds and the waves. Then finally, consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men that you might not grow weary and lose heart. Okay, I want to get this straight. First of all, we throw off the sin that entangles. Then we run with endurance the race set out for us. Then we fix our eyes on Jesus. And then when we come to this point, we consider. We consider him who endured such opposition. That means that we don't just fix, we think about it. We think about it. We camp on Jesus. Okay, how do I do that? How do I camp on Jesus? Well, first of all, it tells me what to think about in Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true. Now get this, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Okay, I want to tell you this like I do when I meditate, and they tell you to do this. When you find your mind going toward doubt, you bring it back on faith, and you do everything that I've told you about. You bring it back to the realm of faith. If it wanders again, you bring it back again to the realm of faith. You quit looking at whatever it is that you're looking for, and you look at Jesus. And like I said, you don't have faith in your faith, you have faith in Jesus. I want to give you 2 verses that go right along with that thinking about what we think about, that you may want to hold on to. And when your faith wavers, I want you to say this over and over and over in your mind. Most people have this verse as their favorite anyway. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things. That's a superlative. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you've got your eyes fixed on Jesus, then he's going to be the one strengthening you. And Philippians 4:19, which I love and say, is, and my God will meet all of my needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. Think about those glorious riches that we have in Christ Jesus and fix your eyes on him. Let me tell you what something's true, because I end it with almost every video. God is great. Life is good. I choose joy. And then I've added a 4th as of yesterday. Hope does not disappoint us. Love you guys. Stay true and keep the faith.